Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at some of the updates to the patch 6.1 special sites. Some new images, some new descriptions for some of the new content that is on the way, etc, etc. Normally I make these videos more frequently, but honestly there was so much cryptic stuff on here that I just decided not to do it until it was almost done. So with that, let's get started. So as a reminder, coming April 12th, in fact, the day after I release this video, we'll have preliminary patch notes. No job changes, but we'll have pretty much everything else to talk about up until that point. Now, the first few things on here, like I said, are incredibly cryptic. There are some pictures of newfound adventure. We have Ishtola here in Charlian. Looks like taking another class after the MSQ we had before. The default image is this one, which you've probably seen around, of the Warrior of Light talking to Tataru. And of course, of Estinian, who probably way overpaid for that treasure map of what we are presuming is the bounty. With despair silenced and hope restored, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn step back into the shadows. Their star's hero to don the mantle of simple adventurer once more. Eager heart never idle, 'tis not long before the Warrior of Light hearkens unto journey's call. Yeah, so I mean, there's a bunch of stuff hinted at in the trailer, so we'll have to wait and see where those actually take us, but there's not really that much to say. Endsinger's Aria, Endsinger Extreme, should be dropping item level 595 weapons if they hold to pattern, and they've said that it's going to be a little more difficult than previous ones, normal for a 0.1 patch, and it's also going to be rewarding 2 totems per clear. Had the Endsinger succeeded in gathering but a few more stars worth of despair, or even that of a few more souls, might the darkness you faced have been so deep, not even the light of hope kindled by your comrades could pierce it. So muses the wandering minstrel, and by his consummately evocative words, you find your mind set adrift amidst the unsettling possibility, where you can rely upon naught save your own conviction to overcome the ultimate incarnation of despair. This is the only image. There's nothing else to share there, so just that in the description. We have our Myths of the Realm, our 24-man alliance raid. The first part being called Aglia. I'm still very curious to see if there are any ties to Elpis here, and I'm certain that there will be, given it seems Emmett knows a little bit more about the 12 than we do. We have some images that you've likely seen before. This is the first one, which they've been showing off for some months now. We have this, who shows to be not only Graha on the right, but a character I don't immediately recognize on the left with a little monkey on his arm. He's probably going to be playing a central role, probably stop. I'm trying. Yeah, there we go. Probably somebody central to what sends us off on the adventure. We see in the trailer that what looks to be we walk out into the middle of the Silver Tier Lake, and then we vanish. I'd have to assume that it has some inclination to how we actually go about getting to Aglia. So curious to see where that all goes. And then this is Bayergot, who, based on all the stuff we've seen, probably the first boss. Looks like we have Bayergot, Azima, Nald and Thal, and Ralger as the bosses for this 24-man. As for the description, Eorzea, a realm embraced by gods. Since ancient times, people have worshipped a pantheon of divinities known as the 12. But their true identities have remained shrouded in enigma. On a day much like any other, however, a certain request would arrive at the Baldessian Annex and set you upon the path to the heart of the myth. Yeah, so people are debating whether or not that means that even the Asians or the ancients actually worshipped the 12, or if they are machinations of that era. And that answer is finally going to be put to rest. Dragon Song Surprise Ultimate. This is our next ultimate, our highest tier difficulty that we have. There are no ifs in history, yet man is wont to cast his mind towards a path not walked. Thus spoke the wandering minstrel, and at his urging, you reflect upon bygone trials with newfound perspective. Your imagination stirred by the man's masterfully woven verse, you dream of an alternate conclusion to the Dragon Song War. Well, hopefully one where we still win, but we'll see, because this is shaping up to be a very, very exciting ultimate, given the screenshots we've seen. Unfortunately, on the site, all we have is one of King Thordan himself. Ultima's Bane, Unreal. Honestly, Unreal, one of my favorite contents. Something that's really casual friendly, easy to hop into, and you know what? I'm going to do some amount of go off that. Legends by nature only grow, and that of the Empire's ultimate weapon is no different. Triumph as you have never triumphed before in the newest Unreal challenge. This one shouldn't be too bad. If you've never done Unreal before, this one should be really easy. There's a couple of things that'll get people, and maybe we'll quickly review the fight. I have my old guides, of course, but maybe we'll quickly review the fight before Tuesday in like a YouTube video or something to get people just on the right track, because it shouldn't be too bad of an encounter. Crystalline Conflict, the new PvP mode. We made a whole video about this, just a few screenshots here of the different arenas, plus the little press site we had right there. A dazzling array of arenas await at the Grand Company's glamour-woven tactical training ground. implying that all of these are actually in the same location and are not actually like spread throughout the world. So I guess they're just outfitted using glamours. Designed with adventurers in mind, these strategic confrontations of but few competitors make for a thrilling challenge for newcome pups and Wolf's Den regulars alike. At the end of the Crystalline, who will stand victorious? Will it be you? Probably not, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm looking forward to seeing how that actually pans out. Now we go into the side story quest, Tataru's Grand Endeavor. This is the only image we have, and it is one of my favorites. As Scion, Coinkeeper, and crafty craftswoman, Tataru is more than cut out for running her own boutique. Nay, the true question is how the world, and indeed the Warrior of Light, is to keep up with her ambitious designs. This is supposed to be us actually revisiting a lot of the characters who we didn't get to properly thank at the end of Endwalker. Now, this first one will not require any other side quests other than the 6.0 main scenario itself, but in the future, you will need things done, things like the potential old 24-mans or old trial series. They specifically called out the 4 lords, potentially Wurlit. So if you haven't done those 8-man raid series or those 24-man series, you may want to get that done ahead of patch 6.2 and onward, where we'll continue to explore some new stuff with Tataru. One I'm personally looking forward to more than the rest, Omega Beyond the Rift, the sequel to the Omega Raid series. So you will need the 8-man Omega Raid series done in order to do this side quest. A mysterious transmission lifted, let me get my camera out of the way. Mysterious transmission lifted from the flight logs of the Ragnarok launches an unexpected journey of discovery. A tale once thought ended was only just beginning. Now, I figured this was a one and done. We would get this done in patch 6.1x whenever they decide to actually do it. And then that's it. We'd have Omega's story wrapped up. But the fact that they're saying it's only just beginning, I'm thinking it's still just PR talk. You know, it sounds cooler on the page, so they'll say something like that. But hey, if this would be around for an extended period of time throughout the remainder of Endwalker, I'd be perfectly welcome for that as well. We have Hildibrand making his grand return in patch 6.15, last seen vanishing into the interdimensional rift alongside his arch rival Gilgamesh. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has resurfaced in a rather concerning state. Reunite with his ever-enterprising assistant Nashu, that you might get to the bottom of what is sure to be another hair-raising, heart-pounding case. There you go. Good to see the boy back. I've enjoyed his quest, but they were getting stale. Hopefully this will be a reinvigorated approach to him, and maybe he'll even have a few trials along the way. We have our tribal quest, the Arcosodara, a hulking in stature and kind of heart. The Arcosodara are known for their alchemical ingenuity and Pippo carts? Follow a crew of young upstarts seeking to blaze a new trail across Thavnair's history and ride like no one has ridden before. On your mark, the open road awaits. Hopefully, family awaits as well. I guess that's going to be the big thing. They're trying to look, there's some upstarts trying to start, I guess, a new business, a new pastime, almost in a sense. And it's hippo cart racing. So I'm looking forward to that. Custom deliveries, Emiliance. This is one that we're dreading for Twitter's sake because we already know people are going to dress her up immediately. With the final days averted, great waves of change have reached the shores of Charlian. The burden of its duty lifted, the long reticent seat of knowledge has begun to open its borders at last. And in the midst of such upheaval, Emiliance Levieux has a new venture in mind. So yes, she'll be our new custom delivery NPC with a little side story of her own. And once you make it far enough, you'll be able to dress her up. They very tastefully put her in a tuxedo in some of the images we saw, but I know y'all ain't gonna be so kind, so good luck. The new residential district, the Empyreum, thanks to tireless volunteers from near and far, Ishgard's once ruined firmament, now boasts a host of facilities, including a brand new residential area, Empyreum. During the first round of sales, empty plots will be distributed via lottery system. So those who yearn to live amidst the grandiose stonework of Eorzea's ice-crowned city-state will want to visit the plaque of their favorite property to enter. Pretty much covered the only thing I was going to add in. All the houses are on a lottery system. I know there's still some confusion. There is not a mix between lottery and not lottery. Everything is lottery, so best of luck. The trust system has been renamed to the duty support, and of course it mentions the updates that are to come. Experience the story of a realm reborn solo with the arrival of the duty support system, enabling warriors of light to call upon NPC allies for main scenario duties implemented in 2.0. 2.0 dungeons and trials have also been adjusted to ensure the best possible gameplay alone or with friends. Duty support and updates for 2.x, Heavensward, and so forth will be progressively implemented in later patches. Dream fitting, this is a way to try on the online store items before actually purchasing them. They're not adding any ways to purchase stuff in game, and this is only accessible via the in-room by going to the bed and selecting dream fitting as an option. Shop for garb and gear as never before with dream fitting, an exciting new feature that allows your warrior of light to try on items from the online store, fantasize, glamorize, and accessorize to reach new heights of fashion in the accoutrement of your dreams. Not something I'll probably be using because I don't really buy stuff from the Mog Station, but, you know, it's a good feature to have so people know what it looks like on their character. Adventure plates, something that I am quite excited for. Basically little profile pages or hunting cards, depending on what game you want to compare them to. You can put your own play schedule on there, which I'm assuming would use server time, what FC you are, what Grand Company rank are, a job of your choice, and an image that is highly customizable, basically a mini group pose feature for that, and the types of content you like doing. This image here on the right will actually also appear in some content starting with the Crystalline conflict. So if you want to customize your little opening page for that, at the very least, the portrait will be of interest to you. Customize your very own calling card and introduce yourself to fellow adventurers with this expansive profile feature. New Game Plus, Endwalkers being added. The addition of Endwalkers main scenario and role quests are being added to New Game Plus. So if you need to play a little bit of catch up to get up to date with the story, because you may have forgotten a few things, I know I have, then yeah, you'll have that in New Game Plus once 6.1 comes out. Data center travel will be in patch 6.18. This is going to allow us to travel to other servers, to other data centers within our region. Primal can go to Ether and Crystal, and all of that, all of Europe and all of Japan can all visit those data centers within their own cluster, with a few limitations, of course, but for the majority, you'll be able to do all the important stuff. Traverse the Great Data Rift at last, and visit worlds on different data centers with this much anticipated feature. Travelers can even form parties and challenge duties on worlds that they visit, allowing you to build a vaster alliance of adventuring companions than ever before. This feature only allows for travel between logical data centers within the same physical data center. Travel between Japanese, North American, European, and Oceanic data centers is unavailable. They have mentioned wanting to do it in the future, but no official confirmation on when we could even remotely begin to expect that. Next, we have the Unending Codex. This is basically going to be our in-game encyclopedia of the various characters and stories that we have experienced, and it will be given to us as part of patch 6.1's main scenario. Accessible from your collection, the Unending Codex puts vital information about in-game terminology and characters at your fingertips. Review this handwritten record of key concepts from your journey thus far whenever you fear the details of past adventures are slipping from your grasp. As I just said with the New Game Plus thing, probably going to be pretty handy. The Garo collaboration is making its return after an almost 3-year, in fact, I do believe a 3-year hiatus, where players can earn armor that looks like that is, from the show or inspired by the show. And as such, this is a PvP event. You can also earn some mounts, as you can see. So by participating in PvP and spending your wolf marks, you'll be able to earn all this armor and weapons, and new stuff was added specifically for the jobs that were introduced in Shadowbringers and Endwalker. We scroll down, we have the new mounts. This is going to be coming from Endsinger's Aria. This is the 3rd Lynx mount, and it'll either be worth 99 totems in patch 6.3, so if you beat her 50 times without spending any, you'll have 1 left over. I guess you could buy a shield with that or something. Or, well, you have to kill it next time. Or, apologies, you could just get it as a drop and win it. Just do that. Smile. New minions, one of the many, many minions. We have a little puppo, that's good. And a new emote, the punch fist emote. Is this, because we've seen this emote a lot in the game. For some reason, I thought we had this. Maybe I'm mistaking it for another one. And other than that, it just has the media, all the different images right here. If you click this, it'll take you to a separate link that actually just has everything. And that is the end of the patch 6.1 special site. Not sure if they'll update it anymore before patch 6.1, because as I said, we are going to have the preliminary patch notes coming tomorrow. But with that, thank you for watching this video. Sorry, no hard-boiled eggs for you in this one, but maybe we'll squeeze a few more of those live cooking shorts into my other videos. We'll see in the future. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see all of you for the patch notes. Until then, take care.